Have you ever thought you'd be tired from sitting down? Maybe you should get up and take a walk. But you don't have time, so you stay in your spot. Let's kill two birds with one stone and get a standing desk, so you can relieve the stress of sitting while still being stressed from working. Specifically, the autonomous DOI standing desk legs. Last year, when lockdown started, I knew I would be spending more hours at my desk. I did my research and I found studies on both sides stating that standing desks are good, while others saying standing desks are bad. Regardless, I decided to take the plunge and upgrade my desk setup. At that point, the conversion took a lot of time. I had to remove everything from my desk, and at that point, I still had 3 monitors. But I think the end result looks good, and I feel better. Let's take a look at the autonomous sit-stand desk after almost a full year of use. Here are some of the features. The leg frame is made with SPCC steel, making the overall build sturdy and heavy. The motors boast that it can lift up to 300 pounds. On my desk, I have 2 large monitors, one 27-inch and one 34, and my whole desktop and a bunch of little accessories, but they all add up. And I've seen in some reviews where people would sit on their desk and adjust the height all the way up, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm too scared to do it. The leg frame can fit a tabletop with the recommended dimensions of 45 to 80 inches in length and 26 to 32 inches in width. There's a tiny LCD screen that displays the exact height where the desk is. Also comes with functional buttons that allow for saved heights, but also up and down buttons to manually adjust the legs to go up and down exactly where you want it. At the lowest height, it reaches 25.4 inches, and at its highest, 51 inches tall, going at 2.3 inches per second. The price for the legs alone is $699 Canadian. So here are the pros. The 4 savable heights allows for multiple height settings. If there's multiple people using the desk, they can have their own preferred heights inputted. Since I'm the only one using this desk, I have the first set to my regular sit height, the second to my standing height, and the third to the height where I can tuck myself underneath the desk and the chair arms would clear the countertop. Assembly was straightforward. I just had to prep beforehand and measure exactly where the legs were going to be mounted and centered. The motors, while running, are decently quiet. I honestly think my case fans are louder. The spec sheet boasts only 45 decibels loud. The buttons and the screen are straightforward and easy to use, and there's a decent tactility bump that makes it known that they're being pressed. When I did my initial research on getting a sit-stand desk, prices were way too expensive to justify the purchase. But this DIY kit allowed me to save on half the price while also customizing it with my own top. Compared to other prices out there, I think it was a great buy. Quite a few articles that state that standing lowers your risk of weight gain and obesity, may also lower blood sugar levels and reduce back pain, and many more. But for me and for my use, I had the relief of being able to stretch while still being productive. Here are some of the cons. There is a bit of wobble to the desk, but it's only noticeable when I'm typing really aggressively. The screen wobbles could possibly be eliminated too if the monitors were mounted on their original legs instead of these floating monitor arms. The wobble is definitely more noticeable as the desk gets higher, which can be a deal breaker for others. For myself, they weren't so bad, but enough to mention. Not really a con, but something to think about. Depending on how thick your custom top you're using, it can be quite hard to screw the frame in, so make sure you got the right tools handy. The frame by itself is pretty heavy. The shipping weight is said to be about 70 pounds by itself, so make sure you have someone helping you. Lastly, don't have anything underneath the desk when it's going down because there is no sensor to detect if there's any obstructions. I've had the armrest get squashed a few times because I forgot it was still tucked underneath. Here are my final thoughts and insights. It's really refreshing to be able to get up and take a break from long sitting sessions and be able to get up and stretch. The DIY kit is fantastic if you already have a desk that you already like but want to convert it to a sit-stand desk setup. I'm all about customizability. Aside from the slight wobble when I'm typing at record-breaking speeds, the overall leg quality is premium and sturdy. From the health standpoint, there are both sides stating the benefits and the drawbacks from standing desks. But from my experience, I think it's a great addition to any work from home setup. The wobble is definitely more noticeable as a death.